Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I have got a rack full of my favourite dresses for 2021. It was a very hard choice because, as you know from the previous vlog, I had made around 80 to 85 garments, so I've picked my favourite dresses. Now in this rack there is a mixture of woven and knit dresses, but these are the ones, some of which have surprised me. I've loved a lot more than what I thought I would. And there's a lot of other ones that I've made that I thought I would wear to death that I actually haven't. So I'm showing you the ones that I would definitely make again. A lot of these are favourites due to fabric, and of course sometimes it's so hard not to choose things because of the standout fabric that you've sewn them with. But these are things I would definitely choose to make again, and I think you're going to love. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you could do that. And don't forget, there is a little bell you can hit to be notified when any new videos are released. You'll be the first VIP in line to be alerted to when they are coming out. That way you can keep in touch with me, see what I'm making, and I usually try to get videos out at least twice a week to keep you guys entertained. I've had a lot of messages from viewers saying that you've been inspired to go ahead and do some sewing after watching the channel, and just to think that I've been inspiring you all, it really does mean the world to me, and just makes all these vlogs worth doing all the editing and the sewing, which I love. The editing not so much, but I really love bringing you guys out new vlogs, and I think that way, it's personally for me, it's what I love to do. I love watching other sewing vlogs as well, because I'll see things that people have made and think, well, I'm going to try that too. So I hope that there's something in here for you. Before I go any further, this dress is one that I made last year. It's a Sewing Revival pattern. It's called the Stitch Bird dress. Now, I first saw this on Alex Judge's channel. She'd made one herself, and I thought that's a brilliant little basic dress. I made it in a gorgeous linen from A&R Fabrics. I'll stand back so you can see. It's a really simple little shift dress. It's got a really lovely like a pleat at the front, but the standout feature is at the back. It is a gorgeous crossover pleat, and it's just so stunning and unusual, and it really gives you the ease through the body that you need without having it to be too boxy and without shape. It's really a lovely kind of a tulip shape it gives the dress. So it's one of the ones I love to wear. It has a little kind of a sleeve that you'll see little peaks at the top. Really unusual style. You can make it in a V-neck as well. This is the round neck version, but love this dress. Let's run through the favorites of mine. It was a really hard thing to do to choose just a handful of dresses. I'm going to have a vlog coming out as well with my most worn makes, some comfy things, and also some jackets and coats that I've made for winter time, and things that I will be definitely sewing up again, because a lot of last year was spent, of course, with the pandemic being in lockdown. A lot of the comfy things to wear that I've made, I have loved living in them as well. So these are things that are a bit more special, with some beautiful fabrics I think you're going to really enjoy. So let's start at the start of the year. I made this particular dress. It is a beautiful pattern called the Wildwood dress from Sew House 7. I absolutely love Sew House 7's patterns. I love the unique styling. She really does an amazing job with her drafting. It has a beautiful obi style wraparound belt. I think that's one of the main features of the dress, is this beautiful wide wraparound belt. But the gorgeous pleating and shawl kind of collar, it really makes it a standout, stunning, very simple wrap dress, but it is really unusual. I love that kind of grown on sleeve. This fabric was also sent to me by A&R Fabrics here in Australia. This is an iCat print. I wore it out with my daughters to a shopping trip. We went to Chadstone and we went and had cocktails previously before we went shopping, and it was just such a lovely thing to wear, because it's a sort of thing you can kind of dress up or down depending on your footwear. Now, when I made this at the beginning of last summer in January, it was actually, we went away on holiday to Cowes, which is Phillip Island, and I took some shots on the balcony there just at the Cowes foreshore, so I'll show you some pics so you can be reminded of that. I absolutely love the dress. It is so good just to put a pair of flip-flop thongs on, or sandals, or even a pair of heels. You can make it in a longer, more maxi length. I've gone for that kind of just below the knee length. Got a really lovely slanted style pocket, and you'll see the internal side of the dress has the wraparound feature, and she's given you directions on how to do the ties really well, and also the little hook and eye, which keeps everything closed up nicely. Because there's not a huge amount of ease, it's not an A-line skirt, it's a straight skirt. A lot of people have asked me how they found it sort of unravels or flaps apart when you walk, and that little hook and eye does really help to keep everything lined up and closed together. If you're wanting a wrap dress that's not too revealing, this is a perfect one to go for. It's got a really lovely shape on. I think it really accentuates every figure I've seen it on. So very happy with the wildwood. I want to make another one for sure. The next dress was a really big surprise to me because it was one that I was very dubious about making because I didn't think it was going to suit me. The styling I thought was a bit too form-fitting. I didn't feel I had the confidence to pull it off, but I decided to rise to the challenge because I'd seen it on so many amazing ladies that have made it, and it just looked good on every different shape and size I'd seen. It's a Sicily slip dress by Sewing Mason Patterns, and it is beautiful. It's a bias cut dress with a beautiful cowl neckline. If you prefer a wider strap and the thin spaghetti straps are not your cup of tea, there is another version in this Sicily dress that has the same cowl neck with the wider strap. And I would love to make one of those to see how it comes up as well. The thing that surprised me most with the Sicily slip dress, it's a mouthful to say Sicily slip dress, is just how fast it took off on Instagram and became a really, really popular dress. And it was one that I was just dying to see, just to try it, see how it looked on the body. And I must say I was very pleased when I made it up. I think it was a size 16 by memory. I might have been a 14 around the bust and braided out at the waist, but love the style. It's a beautiful fluid drape to the dress. The way it's been drafted, it's just a lovely, really classic simple slip dress style. Very reminiscent of something that was around in the 90s. I know back then that I would have had one of these, and we wore them layered with a little t-shirt underneath as well. But it's a really popular dress, definitely one worth trying no matter what size you are. I think you just need to take the leap sometimes and maybe get out of your comfort zone and see exactly how things look on your body. I think I made that one around Valentine's Day last year, and yeah, very, very happy. And the fabric just from Spotlight, just like a nice satiny, kind of decent weight satin, but love how it's done on that doubled. It's a very interesting construction when you see it made up, and it just works so well. It gives that beautiful cowl drape in the front, but really pretty fabric as well, but a very simple, lovely dress to make. Now, another one from last summertime was a beautiful free pattern from Peppermint Patterns. It was the wide strap maxi dress. This was designed by Lauren from LB Textiles. Love how the vintage appeal to this dress, especially the back, that lower back with the elastic across there, and that nice wide strap so you can still wear a bra. But I really had this beautiful fabric from Rita and the cotton linens I desperately wanted to showcase without interrupting the print, and it just works so well on the dress. It's got a beautiful side split on each side, so it's nice and cool and easy to walk in, and definitely something you could layer quite easily through different seasons. So a brilliant little free pattern. If you're interested, definitely think about making this one up. It's got a really lovely constructed pocket in the side, just sits so nice and flat, but you really love that dress. Definitely one I would think about making again. Really, really pretty dress. The next dress I made, I just fell in love with this one. It's the Meet You There dress by Pattern Emporium. It's one of their woven dress patterns. They are normally well known for their knit dress patterns, but they did bring out a couple of woven patterns this year, which is fantastic. Now on this one, I shortened the bodice a tad just to give it that more of an empire line style, and I added the ties in, which is an option you could do as well. I crossed mine over at the back and tied them at the front, and I made it the knee length with the tiers, and I wanted something more of a knee length. I've got so many maxis, I just think it's nice to sort of shake it up a bit and make a couple of shorter style dresses to wear all year round. Love how it's got that beautiful back yoke. You can make it in different sort of style fabric. You want to do like maybe checks and stripes, you could do that. But yeah, it's a really nice neckline as well. But that fabric was from Blackbird Fabrics over in Canada. Beautiful viscose print with the cats and the flowers. I just fell in love with that print, and I thought it would be perfect for this Meet You There dress. I did make another version in the Meet You There, which was this one, and it's a beautiful viscose from Bit Trading, and it was just like a kaleidoscope kind of pattern through it. Really, really pretty colours. Same style sleeves, same neckline. I made it as the pattern was, and I thought the bodice was just maybe a tad too long where the waistline was, so I knew to shorten the next one. But with the tie waist, it allows you to sort of draw it in anyway and give you that waist shape. So it's such a pretty dress and well worth making. A clear favourite, obviously, of mine is this Hope dress by Starlight Patterns. It was so popular on Instagram, and I made one last year. It was in my top makes as well. I made another one this year because I couldn't resist this beautiful Lady McElroy, beautiful green koi fish fabric that was given to me by Fabric Deluxe. Lovely Steph and Rita had sent me this fabric, and I just thought it's such a pretty fabric. I really want to make something simple that I've made before, and I felt very confident making the Hope dress. It's just such a popular pattern. I know people have gone back to make up to 5 or 6 of these dresses. A lot of people who have made one will go back and make another one because of that beautiful like raglan style sleeve, very simple bodice, and just a lovely straight skirt with the gathering, but not too much gathering, so you've got a little bit of ease there, but very classic and simple to make and to wear. And also I've seen it done in tops as well, and it's worked really well. Another great pattern from Pattern Emporium is the Everyday to Weekend dress. Now I did make a couple of these. I made a roll neck version, I made the like a shorter sleeve lilac colour version, but this is my favourite. And I think not only is the fabric a standout, it was from Lush Fabrics. It's a double brush poly. I love that paisley bright print in it, but the reason I love it is because I made it with the V-neck and the cap sleeve, and I wanted to have it as a trans-seasonal piece that I could wear right through the year. And I wore this to death right through autumn and winter with a black roll neck top underneath it, and it just works so well as well in summer with nothing underneath it. And just I made a little belt separately as well, and if you want to draw in the waist you can, but I made it that midi length, and it's just perfect. I really enjoy wearing this dress. It's just such a lovely dress. It's got a bit of ease through the bodice as well, through the waistline there, so it just falls really nicely, and it's just such a comfortable dress. This dress was actually recommended to me by Polly from the Sewing Edit because she loves the Mirri by Wardrobe by Me patterns. It is a beautiful wrap style knit dress. I made it in a gorgeous cotton jacquard fabric, absolutely beautiful fabric. That was sent to me by Pattern Scissors Frock. Lovely fabric there, and it's just such a classic style wrap dress, but it's a faux wrap, so you don't have the wrap right through the body, you have it just through the bodice, and you've got that kind of A-line skirt, so no sort of flapping open. Very simple to make, got the cap little sleeve there, but I love that kind of shawl crossover front. It is a really, really simple but classic dress. Definitely think about making one of these. I want to make another one in a longer length style, maybe a midi length. This is just below the knee, but it works really well. It's just such a lovely silhouette that it gives. Definitely one to think about putting into your pattern stash. Another Pattern Emporium dress, well, this one was a standout that I didn't expect to look so good on me. I really was surprised because another form-fitting, clingy style dress, I just thought, oof, I've got to be careful of that because it really, you can't disguise the lumps and bumps when you're wearing a form-fitting dress. But what I found was if you go for a pattern, it does disguise a lot more than what a solid plain colour would. And what I loved about this ITY fabric, it works so well with that cowl add-on back. If you haven't got the cowl add-on, it's an add-on pack you can purchase separately. The Entice Me dress is just such a fantastic basic staple to have in a wardrobe, but having that cowl add-on feature, or you can buy the ruched front feature as well, so it gives you lots of different options to play with there. But a fantastic knit pattern. I think it would look so stunning to wear on a night out in some beautiful fabric. Even I'm thinking like a stretch velvet would look amazing there if you had a longer version too. It's got enough of the back on show that it gives a dramatic effect, but you can still definitely wear a bra underneath that one. You can see my love for Pattern Emporium patterns because I just have so many favorites. The Flawsome dress was another one that was I didn't want to make. This was another dress I had zero ambition to make because I'd just come out of a surgery a couple of weeks before from the hernia operation, and I felt really bloated and really just out of sorts, and I wasn't feeling great about my body at that stage. And you know how you just feel terrible when you come out of hospital. And Kate actually messaged me to say that the new pattern was coming out called the Flawsome dress. I just thought, I don't think I can do that. I think it's definitely for, I shouldn't say this, but maybe a younger person, maybe someone with a slimmer body, or maybe someone that's really, really confident in their own skin. I just didn't feel that. But I just thought, look, I've got some fabric in the stash. Some offcuts from Pit Trading, some end of bulk designer knits. I just thought, what can go wrong? I can make it. If I absolutely hate it, I won't be doing a video and I won't be showing you guys. So I made a version. I absolutely loved it. So did everyone else in the house. They just said, Mum, go for it. Hubby loved it as well. I just think it's just such a gorgeous dress. Until you try it on, you just never know. My eldest daughter wants to make another version of this as well. But I loved it with that white piping, that excess white jersey that I had somewhere in the stash. I just thought I could really feature that print, and it really brings out the white, and it gives it that kind of gorgeous like 80s feel. Actually, someone did say it looked like the airline hostess kind of look, which I just love that. But what a beautiful dress to have with a white kind of corkscrew. I really loved wearing this as well. But the Flawsome dress, definitely think about making it. If you haven't felt confident enough, it's always worth making one up and just seeing how you feel and seeing what everyone else thinks, because sometimes they're the patterns that will surprise you the most. Sun is just getting a little bit annoying now. I've had a bit of noise out in the street, and I've started when it was overcast, and by the time I kind of come out to finish, it's now the sun's hitting in the worst position possible, but I'm going to keep soldiering on. My final favourite dresses, you will recognise some of these. I'm going to go down to my favourite. There's a 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this was another surprise for me because I made this a couple of years ago. It's the Going Places dress by Pattern Emporium. I hadn't made the full length. I'd made the knee length with the boat neck before, but and again, I'd seen Polly from the Sewing It had made it in this version with the A-line kind of midi length. I thought, I've got some beautiful scuba crate fabric in the stash that I've had there for quite a while. I'm going to give it a go with the squared rounded neck and make a self-drafted belt, and I just fell in love with it. It is just such a fantastic style. It's a lovely shape on that A-line. Definitely a great one to wear for the warmer months, because having that nice thick strappy sleeve is just such a great one to wear. But yeah, you can see I love my Pattern Emporium patterns. Definitely a favourite of mine. The Going Places dress also gives you plenty of different options for necklines and the straps as well. My top 4, let me see, favourites wise, we're going to head down to my, this is going to be hard because I love the fabric, but I would say number 4 would be my Christmas Day dress, which is the Vogue 9331, I think it was. Fabric is just a huge winner for me. It's that Dolce & Gabbana inspired print from Cloth Edit. Love the linen silk print. If you haven't got linen and silk, you don't know what you're missing out on. It's just so beautiful to sew with and so gorgeous to wear, especially in the warmer weather. So yeah, I made that version with the tie back. Made the straight size 16, and was very, very happy with how it came up, because I've made this one before. It's very simple to construct. It really only took me like a half a day to make. It's got the bias binding and the neckline at the back, and yeah, it's just a really easy, simple dress. And the very easy Vogues are always great, but I actually did a combination of the two versions, A and B. I did the A skirt, but I shortened it with the split in the front, and did the B in the bodice, but I left that frill off, and I was really happy with how it came up, because I just thought it lets the fabric speak for itself. I think that print you have to let do it. Top 3, my third pick, my number 3 dress of the year would definitely have to be this Deer and Doe Maya Sotis that I actually did a little bit of a hack. I actually did the one tier a little bit longer than what the pattern said, and then I did a shorter tier on the bottom, so I kind of played around with the lengths of that. And I did a self-drafted sleeve, which was like a kind of a floaty elbow length sleeve. Really loved that. The neckline's gorgeous on it. It just fits so well, and the fabric was a viscose from Darn Cheap Fabrics. I love that vintage vibe, that beautiful kind of mauve pink, really pretty print. But I just fell in love with it, and I have worn that lots. It's great when you have those kind of in between season dresses with the elbow length sleeves that you can get plenty of wear out of through winter and summer. Especially for winter with boots, that would work really well, but for summer I want it with some nice little sandals. Wore it recently when we were staying in the city as well for dinner, so it's really comfortable. I put the tie back, which was another hack. I decided to give it a little bit more shape, and really happy with how it's come up. Number 2 dress of the year, I think, would be the beautiful star-like Belle woven dress. This is another one I wore out to high tea and just absolutely fell in love with it. I have got an episode talking all about that. I'll link it below if you haven't seen that episode. It was a bit of mucking around. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not exactly a beginner sew. It's more of an advanced sew because of all the different techniques in it. You've got your shearing your back of your waistline, you're shearing your sleeve, you've got your bodice there, a lot of different facings in the bodice as well that you need to line up. But I actually do the mock-up buttons on the front. I didn't bother doing buttonholes. I just joined them together with a bit of double-sided tape, the two pieces, and sewed the buttons on because I won't be unbuttoning that one. I think it's just less threat of opening up with button front dresses if you have the buttons sewn in and you don't want to unbutton them. That's a little tip from me. If you're worried about sitting down at a table, maybe having buttons pop open, think about maybe sewing the buttons on and doing a faux buttonhole. It always works well for me. But love the print. That was from the cloth shop at Ivanhoe. It was beautiful rayon print I bought there a few months back. But I feel fantastic in that. I love the vintage kind of glam feel it gives me as well. Drum roll, my number one pick of the year would definitely have to be the named clothing Rita shirt dress. Love, love, love this dress. I can see why people have gone on to make a heap of these. Once they've made one, you see just how well it fits on the body and just that shape that the drawstring waist gives you. You can pull it in and you can let it out as much as you like. It's comfortable. It's really lovely to dress up or to dress down. I popped a little matching label in there. I think it matches really well. The fabric again was a beautiful fabric from Cloth Edit. Gabrielle has got some amazing prints there. I think this maybe might have sold out, but she does have some similar ones. But love the birds and the tropical vibes. The colours are incredible. I really feel great in that kind of greens and blues. But I just love everything about it. I love the collar, that camp style collar, and I love the sleeve, the length, the splits on the side. It's got those gorgeous mitered corners. But I am thinking about making a sleeveless version of this for summer as well as maybe one with sleeves for winter. So there's just so many opportunities, things that you can do. It's a pattern that's been around for quite some time. It's not a new pattern, but definitely typical of name clothing. This styling is just divine and simple and really easy things to wear in your wardrobe as well. So that's my roundup, my favourite dresses for 2021. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you haven't sewn any of those patterns up, I can highly recommend all of them. They are fantastic indie designers. There is one big four pattern in there, which is the Vogue 9331 from Christmas. But you can see, they're all fantastic designed and drafted dresses that highly recommend. You've got a free one in there as well with your wide strap maxi dress. But yeah, can thoroughly recommend each and every one of those. So if you've enjoyed this episode today, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And I've also got more episodes coming with things that I've made and love to wear that I hope you're going to stay tuned to see as well. I've got plenty on the cutting and sewing table at the moment and plenty more inspiration to give you for the next few weeks. So we'll see you very shortly for a new episode. Take care and bye for now.